Sometimes the little things illuminate the big things. I was on the East Coast last week and happened to catch a bit of MSNBC's morning show, Morning Joe. It was a great discussion about the American dream as a new citizen, something close to my heart, with David Rubenstein, who's just written a book about it. But at the end, Joe Scarborough took it in a more political and polarizing direction. Trump voters don't, quote, believe in America, he said. It sounded to me like an outrageous smear, and I said so on Twitter. That prompted a furious reply from Joe. He called me a liar. I never said that. I would never say such a thing, he raged. Okay, well, that was pretty definitive. Perhaps I misheard. So I replied that I would happily withdraw my comment if I was wrong. Let's check the tape, I said. I assume they have the tape since it's, their show. But I never heard back. So we checked the tape, and here it is.
We've got a lot of work to do to convince people the American dream is still alive.
Jim.
Well, and also, you see a lot of people who supported certain candidates in 2016 and 2020 not believing in America and even getting to a point where they attacked the People's House, the United States Congress.
He absolutely said what I heard. Now, he may have meant to say something else, but he didn't. It came across as a casual smear against millions of fellow Americans. And then he called me a liar for pointing it out. Now, I don't want to make too big a deal of this. Who cares about a little spat between two people on TV? But it illustrates a bigger point, one we should be concerned about. It shows how readily they lie. And when that's applied to more significant issues, it's a real problem for the country. On Monday, in the Rittenhouse trial, this was the testimony from Gage Grosskreutz, shot by Kyle Rittenhouse.
You were standing 3 to 5 feet from him with your arms up in the air. He never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
And this is what was reported that night by MSNBC.
Grosskreutz came across Rittenhouse after he had shot and killed Joseph Rosenbaum and was about to kill Anthony Huber. Grosskreutz acknowledged that he was armed with a pistol, but says his hands were raised when he was shot by Rittenhouse.
Except he didn't say that. At the top of their 7 p.m. show that night, MSNBC told its audience the exact opposite of the truth. Let's play it again, back to back.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Grosskreutz acknowledged that he was armed with a pistol, but says his hands were raised when he was shot by Rittenhouse.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a more blatant lie. There's no way that's a mistake. That was MSNBC deliberately lying to its audience to advance its own narrative, its own ideological agenda. And when you lie so blatantly about an incredibly high-profile incident which has the whole country on a knife edge, that's not a little lie, it's a big lie. And it's now so common, so casual in the media, it's making it impossible for us to have a shared conversation in this country about the same set of facts. There's the real world, and then there's the fantasy world, the made-up world, the world of lies invented by MSNBC and CNN and all the rest. The world where Russia collusion was something Trump did instead of, as we now know, something the Clinton campaign did. The world where the Covington kid was a racist provocateur, rather than a decent young man standing firm against provocation. The world of Russia bounties on American soldiers. The world where lab leak is a conspiracy theory. Where Jussie Smollett was the victim. Where the Atlanta spa shooting was anti-Asian hate. Where black attacks on Asians are white supremacy. Where Officer Sicknick was killed by a fire extinguisher. Where Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. Where the migrant surge is seasonal. Where CRT is not taught in schools. These are all lies, not mistakes, not misunderstandings, but deliberate falsehoods pushed by the media as propaganda. And when you see the scale of it, the audacity of it, the fact that they never own up to it or apologize for it or correct it, even when the facts prove they're lying, well, perhaps it's not Trump voters, Joe Scarborough, who don't believe in America.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.